So Inside Xbox premiered a couple of days ago. A lot of things were on this show, but the biggest thing, if you want to call it the biggest news, it's not real big news if you understand the gaming industry, is the fact that Halo is going to be making its way back to PC, and you can play Halo on Windows, but you can also play Halo on Steam. Okay, and this is big news out there for everybody when you talk about Microsoft. And now a lot of hardcore fanboys of Microsoft, a lot of haters of Microsoft is pointing to this conclusion. Well, does this devalue buying an Xbox console? Okay, if you've been following Microsoft's path, they have been saying this all along, that they want to captivate the 2 billion gamers out there. Okay, not just Microsoft fans, not just hardcore fans, not just PC fans, not just casual fans, but all gamers in general. And Phil Spencer, as well as Microsoft, has been pointing to this direction for quite some time now. Microsoft is stepping away from the console business, and I have mentioned this several times on numerous videos, that Microsoft, at the end of the day, they came to the conclusion that as far as butting heads with Nintendo and Sony, trying to compete with them on a console, in the console market, in the console making business, they have tried so many avenues to be successful in the console business, but they have failed. Okay, let's just face it for what it is. All right, when you're talking about failure, overtaking or dethroning Nintendo and Sony, okay, they tried to have the most exclusives than those two companies. That didn't work. They tried with having the most time exclusives. That didn't work. Having access to DLC before those other consoles, that didn't work. Trying to make the most powerfulest system, that didn't work. Okay, so they have tried so many ways to try to beat Nintendo and Sony at their own game. Phil Spencer and Microsoft said, wait a minute, let's stick to our strengths instead of our weaknesses. We're good at software, okay? We have a lot of studios that we have bought out. We have a lot of services that we have bought out. So let's stick to what makes us good, which is software. And Phil Spencer, as well as Microsoft, they have stated this numerous times, that they want Microsoft, the brand, as a service. They're more concerned about a service versus making consoles. They're still going to make consoles, okay? Just like Microsoft has made, Microsoft makes tablets, okay? But the primary focus is making Microsoft a service, making Xbox Live a service, making Game Pass a service, and reaching the 2 billion gamers out there. And it really doesn't matter if you play your games on your television monitor, or your Blu-ray player, or whatever device you use. Microsoft wants you to experience Xbox Live as well as Game Pass through their service, okay? And this announcement is one step into their conclusion to the right direction. Is this the right direction? One will know. Only time will tell, okay? So, if you are in the gaming industry or in the gaming news, or you're familiar with Microsoft, you knew that this day was coming. Microsoft is not in or worried about making exclusive titles. They have demonstrated that time and time again. And one could assume that Halo as well as Gears, they're no longer going to be only playable to the Microsoft fan base. Now these titles will be making its way to all gamers. Now there's no confirmation on Gears, but there is a confirmation on the Master Chief Collection making its way to PC as well as Steam. Okay, Steam is where the majority of a lot of PC gamers play and buy their games from. And it makes perfect sense for Microsoft to have their games and to have their service on Steam. Makes perfect sense, okay? Particularly when this is the direction that they're going into. So, what does this mean for Microsoft? What does this mean for the Xbox console? Does it make it Does this news make it valuable? Does it devalue the console? When you talk about Xbox console, they're going to still continue to make the next Xbox console, okay? But it's not going to be the forefront. It's not going to be the main course, so to say. The main course is obviously Microsoft, Xbox Live, Game Pass, the service. Because Phil Spencer has stated that he wants Game Pass to be on the same type of level as a Netflix or a Hulu. He wants this type of service on all devices. The end game and the end goal for Phil Spencer, and he knows this, that ultimately Game Pass will make its way to the next Nintendo console as well as the next PlayStation console. This is the end goal. This is the end game. They already captivated the PC market. Having a lot of these so-called exclusive titles for PC gamers to get their hands on. And having it on Steam is a huge plus for Microsoft. It's not a failure. It's not a loss. It's a win. It's where they want to go. It's the final frontier, so to say, for Microsoft. So Does this news, devalue the Xbox console? It devalues it a little, but if you look at all the other tea leaves and all the other information and all the other news that Microsoft has been demonstrating and been televising and showing, this type of news it furthers devalue the console. A lot of people, a lot of hardcore fanatic Xbox fanboys say, well, it really doesn't matter if the games are playable for PC and smartphone and whatever device you play it on, tablet. It really doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, the best place to play these games, okay, will be on an Xbox console. So in theory, people can play these games on their television set or on their smartphone and say, you know what, I enjoy this game, and could that game have a trickle down effect of them purchasing a console? A small percentage would say yes, but the best place to play these games is not on the Xbox console, but it's on PC. If you are worried or concerned about frame rates, having a graphically demanding game, and you want to see the resolution at its all-time peak, then yes, PC is probably going to be the place, and this is the logic of a hardcore gamer. However, when you talk about casual gamers don't tend to are concerned about those elements. They're not concerned about the elephant in the room, so to say. They're more concerned about playing a game and getting a lot of enjoyment out of the game. And they really don't care about frame rates, graphic resolution, and all this nonsense. That's what a casual gamer is typically enamored with. They're more in love in having a game that they can enjoy and get a lot of entertainment out of, okay? So it kind of defeats that narrative. It kind of defeats that purpose because Xbox is really, the Xbox console is not the best place you can play an Xbox game. In theory, it's the PC, okay? But when you talk about the console, does it devalue? It devalues it a little. Now more than ever, there's really no reason to purchase an Xbox console. What does this mean for Microsoft? I've been stating this for quite some time now, that the Xbox console is going to be, the Xbox service, is making its way to PC. It's dominating on PC. A lot of games, a lot of Xbox so-called exclusive games, a lot of PC gamers can play those games, okay? And the same can be said and can be true with smartphone, tablets, PC, devices, your television, your Blu-ray player. Now you can experience these games on those devices. But the end game and the end all and be all in Phil Spencer world is to also have this service on the consoles, having it on the Nintendo Switch, having it on the next PlayStation. That's why last month you kept hearing a lot of these rumors, sort of say, and I'm using my quotation mark fingers, these rumors that Xbox is going to be making its way to the Nintendo Switch. I thought it probably is possible, and the only way it's going to work is through streaming only. But I also stated in that same video that don't be surprised that you will see Game Pass on the next successor of the Nintendo Switch. Okay, that console is going to be a little bit more powerful than the Switch. Okay, and a lot of these games you can stream, but there's going to be a lot of games that you can play directly through the hardware itself. Okay, when you hear the latest news about PlayStation, the next successor of the PlayStation 4 Pro is going to be indeed way more powerful than the PlayStation 4. And that's the end game for Phil Spencer, having this service on those consoles, sort of beating Nintendo and Sony at their own game. Nintendo and Sony is great in the console making business, and Microsoft wants to step away from that. Okay, does this make Microsoft a Sega? Yes, if they want to go all the way out, just like Sega did, it's sort of yes and no. They will still always make consoles. They're going to always be in the phone business. They're always going to be in the PC and the tablet market, okay? And yes, they're going to always be in the console business, but it's not the priority, okay? It's not the main course. It's not the main course at the dinner when you talk about consoles. It's in the dinner, but it's not the main course, okay? So the service is the main course, and everything else is, secondary. And that's what the console, and that's what the Xbox console is. It doesn't mean that Microsoft is going to stop making consoles. It's just the fact they're going to emphasize more on the service. Well, that's all I got for today. I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.